What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another This Week in Valorant. My first episode in Texas. I've officially been here for a week now. There's been a lot of stuff going on competition-wise that we're going to cover. Not really anything too like drama crazy or any other stuff that we usually go over. But let's get right into it. That shouldn't be a black screen. There we go. All right. First things first, VCT Stage 2 Masters Copenhagen is drawing to an end. The final four are here. Paper Rex, Optic, Fun Plus Phoenix, Fnatic. I think that I was surprised to see DRX go, and that's kind of the only result that kind of like threw me for a loop. Paper Rex is popping off right now. I don't really know if anyone predicted this or anything like that, but they are going crazy. Paper Rex has this interesting style of play where they take a lot of 1v1s, which means that it's a 50-50, but for some reason they know how to flip the odds, and even though it's a 50-50, I feel like they're still favored to play when it comes to their play style. It's really unique. Optic obviously had a shaky start to this. They've also lost a map to DRX. So coming into this, Paper Rex and Optic, this is going to be an insane final matchup. I thought it was going to be Fnatic, but Paper Rex are on a hot streak right now. If I'm an Optic fan, this isn't a free win, and that's for sure. Down in the lower bracket, Fun Plus versus Fnatic. Fnatic got shit on pretty hard, but then again, they did beat Leviathan. Fun Plus Phoenix is kind of like in the same position as them, where they have been kind of just like at an early setback, and they're like clawing their way back. I don't really know about this one. I really feel like this game is closer to 50-50 than anything. What's the history with these teams right now? Do we have history? Here we go. So the last time that they were beat was 4 months ago. So Fnatic might have their number. They've already beaten them once. I don't see them, losing to that team, to be honest, but we'll have to see. But again, these are your top four. My favorite right now is Optic and Fnatic, like I predicted earlier, I think. Really sad to see Xset go. I know I talked about it last week, but it is actually so frustrating to see NA play NA and one of them just instantly loses. It's complete bullshit and it doesn't make any sense. Xset also should have won this game as well. This Haven right here. What ended up happening was, I don't have the clip available, but on the last round right here, Xset was up 12-11. Melser accidentally TP'd into A Heaven with the bomb. He died and left the bomb up there. And then King hit a satchel and he was midair and he headshot someone trying to defend the bomb. And then he got it and he jumped out and they won the round. So I'm not going to say that was an accident, but I'm trying to get at. Nerd Street Summer Champs Open 13. So the LCQ and the Nerd Street 50K are going to be your next big tournaments here for the Tier 2 and the Tier 1.5 teams. Now, something to take into consideration that we're going to go into next is the amount of people that are kind of just done with this game. Over the next month, you are going to see a lot of retirement posts, a lot of quitting posts, a lot of LFT posts. The scene is kind of in shambles right now. And the advice that I would give to anyone is, if you enjoy playing the game, continue to do that, because it doesn't mean that it's just over. I'm sure Riot has a plan, and if you believe in yourself and if you're good enough, you will be selected and you will move up and you will keep getting better and you will get those opportunities. Just because there's less doesn't mean that you won't get one. But you gotta put in the work and you gotta prove that you should be one of the people who does get one, right? So Nearest Airport with their new roster ends up beating Cloud9 Academy 2-0. Calypso, kind of someone who has been floating around the free agent scene for a while, previously signed to Rise, constantly popping off. This is a pretty insane series. As you can see, some former names like Aleko, Anderson, Precision, all these guys formerly on pro teams are now on Nearest Airport, so this is by far their best roster that I've seen. Cloud9 Academy has a lot of different trials as well. So again, not the worst loss in the world for them. The maps weren't really that far out. But having JMO, Lear, and Thief all trialing, that makes it kind of hard in a tournament. You don't really have that much to go off of. But again, I just wanted to touch on that. Some early exits. Dark Zero losing to Nearest Airport. TSM Academy getting 2-0'd by Cloud9. I think those are the only ones that I was concerned about. Yep. Oh, and A-Crew losing to Dark Zero was kind of tough as well. The boy Screwface and Zextra popped off. Neon was pretty quiet. But that's what's going on in like the tier 2, tier 1.5 scene. Now, we don't need to watch this video specifically, but this is a tweet that you're going to see more often. So far, Soar, NYFU, Accrue, and Dark Zero have now officially all pulled out of Valorant. They've completely dropped their teams and they're gone. Soar has a couple content creators that I'm sure will stay on the org just because a content creator usually doesn't make as much as a salary pro. But it's really hard for, these orgs spending the amount of money that they do. In my opinion, I think that a lot of these orgs pay too much money to the players. I don't need to go into specifics other than that, but just know that just because everybody's on the same team doesn't mean they get paid the same amount of money. So I'm not sure what the returns were looking like when it comes to, those 4 teams with, their Valorant teams. A-Crew probably the most successful one out of them all with, that 32 game win streak they had, and they got like really, really boosted with the clout. The good LCQ, not the LCQ, the good VCT runs they had in the open qualifier. They were 1 game off qualifying back-to-back times. I'm sure they had a lot of success, and it's crazy to see. This is what I see it as. As a free agent, hearing that, what is going to get me signed next? If I was a free agent, that's what I would be thinking about. If I have to do that or this or that, what is going to get me signed next? How am I going to take my game to the next level? And that's something you got to ask yourself. Can you invest enough into yourself? That's time and money to be a good player and get picked up. And in the other hand, do you have that time available just sitting around, right? Because it doesn't happen overnight. Next thing I want to go into here is Collegiate Valorant. So with Collegiate Valorant, they're making a season. 3 tournaments across 4 server regions in North America. So this is really big, kind of like at the same time as what's going on in the tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 scene. This is huge that this drops. I talked about this a couple of videos ago. Collegiate Valorant is literally legally robbing a bank. Like the amount of money that I have heard that some of these players get, and what these what are they called? Scholarships are worth. I mean, this is seriously insane. If you are someone who's a free agent right now and you are under the age of like 25, I would recommend looking into this. This is a really good thing. It's a really healthy thing, and you literally get paid to play video games. It's the same exact thing as going pro, except you accomplish something, like getting a degree in your spare time, right? I know that they've done a lot of stuff previously. I know that they had that LAN in Spain where all like everybody around the world came. I knew some guys on the Canadian team. That was about it though. But Collegiate Valorant definitely has big plans, and that's kind of like that first step when it comes to tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. And the reason you might be asking yourself, why is this even happening? Why are you talking about orgs getting dropped and people posting LFT posting retirements? Franchising. Franchising is a thing where basically big orgs pay to get in the franchise to play the big games. And the best way the easiest way to explain it to you is like the NFL, okay? American football. The reason that I can't make Travis's turkeys and go join the NFL and play football games against them is because it's franchised. I have to number 1 get approved, and number 2 I have to pay to be in the NFL. I can't just join. Okay, so that's kind of the situation of Valorant, where you can just make a team and play. It can literally be called anything. I've seen everything. It can be called anything. I mean, you don't have to be backed by an org. You could just be a group of people. But right now it's looking like TSM, the Guard, Cloud9, Sentinels, EG, and I also saw Genji was kind of like that's your like top 6 right now. Um, he has written here that NRG and version 1 have made it to the next round. I'm not really sure what the rounds are based on. There aren't that many details. This is a very vague subject, but this is the situation of what it is. Now, to give you an example of franchising in gaming, Overwatch is your most recent example. The Overwatch League. As you know, if you played the game, you're probably familiar with that. That was part of the reason that the game was dead. On top of the devs not really paying attention to, what's going on in the game. I kind of see similarities when it comes to early Overwatch and early Valorant now that I've been around for so long. Um, Again, I'm not worried, I'm not nervous or anything, but it's something to think about for sure because Overwatch was supposed to be so big. Overwatch was on TV. Overwatch was on TV. Okay, just think about that. Um, I just really hope that Valorant doesn't forget about literally everybody else other than the top 1% because they need to remember that those are the people that are holding their game up. But yes, franchising is a thing and it's coming fast. The one little thing that I saw on Twitter today were people doing this. Um, they were taking a screenshot of this without showing the guy's name and posting it. I'm not one for subtweeting. I'm not one for like kind of like hiding, what I'm talking about and just creating just bullshit drama. But the thing that I do want to reference is this, and we talked about this last episode with TikTok coaches. When you are considering coaching, please realize who you are buying it from, okay? I'm going to read Joel's bio right now. His name is Joel. He's been playing competitive FPS for 14 years. He was semi-pro in CS and he transferred to Valorant. I hit Radiant within 5 months of playing and started coaching in the last 4 months. I have a very good understanding of fundamentals of the game and would love to pass it along. I've also done a lot of challenges, as classic to immortal, or utility only to immortal, to showcase how important game sense really is. So, what he's trying to advertise to you here is that he understands the tricks and the shortcuts that you can take in ranked to win more often. Again, if you buy coaching from Joel's, will you become a better player? No, I don't think that you will. I think that you will learn tricks and shortcuts on how to win ranked games, what to do, what not to do. I don't think you'll become a better player. But what you also need to understand is everybody has their own rates, okay? Everybody has their own rates. If he wants to charge $150 an hour, he can do that because people are still buying it. And he's probably basing that off of his streaming revenue. So this is what I mean by that. Not everybody has to charge $30 an hour for coaching, okay? Because if they stream for an hour and they make 60, it doesn't make sense to charge 30 because they're not making money. Okay, they're making half of the amount of money that they would. So again, if Joel's situation is, okay, I need this coaching to be worth it. Okay, $150 an hour. Maybe he's making like, $75 or like $100 an hour off his stream. He needs the coaching number to be worth it. So again, if somebody wants to make their rate high, that's fine. But what I want you to understand, and I'm not saying to not get Joel's coaching. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. Joel's is a content creator. He plays ranked. That's what he does. He doesn't play pro. He isn't aspiring to go pro, okay? There's a lot of people who are on current pro teams, were formerly on pro teams who offer coaching. So you have to ask yourself the question, what do I want out of coaching? Do I want to get better? Do I want a higher rank? It comes down to you. And at the same time, don't try to clown somebody because their rates are high. That means that they basically, need the coaching to be worth it, is kind of how I see it because I was in this position once where I have other stuff going on, where I have practice and I have my stream. If I'm going to coach for X amount of hours a day, I need to make sure that I'm getting my money's worth out of that because if I'm not, it's not worth doing as much as I want to do it or as much as I like to do it. And then one last testimonial is just stop subtweeting. It's just so cringe, bro. Seriously, like you're gonna cause more problems subtweeting than you will just sending out the regular tweet. Like there's literally nothing wrong with taking a screenshot of this guy's profile and asking him, "Why do you charge this?" You know what I mean? But if you're gonna like intentionally not get his name and his like icon, you know what I mean, and like his bio, and you're gonna post it and try to clown him, like, dude, come on, bro, do better. But that's all I have for you guys this week in Valorant. First week in Texas. It's been crazy here. I'm gonna have I think one more vlog going up, and then some down the line for the future. Today we actually pick up Michael 9 Nerve, which is gonna be crazy. I'm really excited to see him. Evie gets here in a week. Everything's coming together. We need to get some furniture this week and other stuff like that. Like we need like washer, dryer, fridge right now are like the main things. But again, if you guys have any comments, concerns, whatever you want to do, leave it down below. I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great Friday. Tdawgg out of here. Deuces.